Hey fam, Igni here, and welcome back to Shadowverse, Omen of the 10 mini expansion. Got another deck for you today. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, kinda sick, but I was playing around with the new supposed meme, Orichalcum Golem, my beautiful electrical boy. Trying to make it work, playing around with different lists, and I ended up on this list here, and I played a couple of pretty awesome games that I want to replay and go over with you guys. Because even though I'm a little bit under the weather, doesn't mean I didn't want to get a video out for you. Now this list incorporates a lot of draw, because you run out of fuel pretty quick just dumping stuff on the board, because you're trying to dump as many Earth Sigils as possible on the board, so that your Orichalcum Golem can pop for that Accelerate 1, and deal a lot of burn damage to your opponent, and in general just create crazy turns for you and win you the game. So, let's go over the games. Jump right into it. So my first game here was up against a Holy Lion Havencraft. Ever since the new Lion Legendary got introduced with the mini, I think Lion Havencraft got a lot better, like a hell of a lot better. I mean, the expansion basically just came out, so I can't say for certain or for sure, but I'm starting to think that the new Holy Lion Havencraft deck might be like up there, tier 1. But regardless, we're up against it with an Orichalcum Golem deck, and thankfully I had the Orichalcum Golem in my opening hand. I've had a couple test games with this deck where the Orichalcum Golem never shows up, and it's a disaster, which is why the deck has so much draw in this version, with all the Fates hands and concentrations and everything, just because you really want to get it. But up against this deck here, they kind of got the nuts with the Holy Lion Temple on too. So I was thinking that there's no way that anything's gonna work out unless the Orichalcum Golem rolls super high for me. But the Beast Face Mage does come out. Getting all these Earth Essences, is pretty important because, you know, the more Orichalcum pings, the better. And Orichalcum himself helps out with that a lot because he leaves behind 2 Earth Essences. And then when he's at his 7 cost form, so if you play Orichalcum Golem on 5, he becomes 7 costs, then that means on turn 6 you can play its acceleration without having to play around its actual cost, which is actually really sick and a consequence I didn't even think of when I first saw the card. But now that I've played it in action, and I actually understand more of the nuances behind Orichalcum Golem, it's one of the things I really appreciate about it. But here we are just laying down the groundwork here, and then I just decided to go for it. 4 Sigils is really good. I get 3 Verdict Rituals, but lo and behold, the boy came back to me, regardless. So he's kind of just going on his own game plan here, going full ham into my face with the lions. So, I'm just doing the best I can to deal with it, but also kind of ignore it, and just push my own game plan as well. I see the lions now. Not the lions, the lines, because I see all these Verdict Rituals, and I'm just like, okay, there's only one way I win this. And it's just to cast every single one of these Verdict Rituals for 12 damage. From there, it becomes pretty clear what my line of play is with 2 Kags in hand, right? So, coming into this turn 7, I'm just like, okay, he didn't do anything impactful here. If he doesn't do anything impactful next turn, and I'm coming out of range with the turn 7 Evolve Kag, I'm going to be able to cast Ars Magna while restoring defense, which is a huge deal. And bring him down to 12, meaning that my Verdict Rituals next turn will finish him off. I'm just like, okay, he doesn't kill me here, can't kill me. I'm pretty sure he can't kill me anyway, because I was keeping track of the crystals at this point, and it wasn't at King's. So, this is not nearly enough. And we got there. Although, without the 4-cost Ars Magna, we would have died this turn, so really fortunate to have the game plan essentially laid out for me. It's one of those Yogg-Champ moments where the Orichalcum Golem knows exactly what you want. And that's how my meme tier deck beat Holy Lion Haven. So that was pretty fun. Second game here was against Runecraft. Mysteria Runecraft, I believe, if I remember correctly. And you won't see it in this VOD, but from what I remember, this guy was roping me to high heaven. So, that was no bueno. And for some reason, every time my opponents rope me, It's always on the freaking cathedral map where I have to suffer through the dreaded organ music. But that's neither here nor there, I suppose. So, up against Mysteria Runecraft, getting the Beast Face Mage down. I figured, you know, going into a 1-2, I want to get as many Earth Essences as possible. That's kind of hard to say fast. But of course he gets Missile, because always Missile. I mean, this line of play is not that hard to decipher, right? You play on curve, and then you pass. I'm really grateful that he played the Kag here, because maybe he forgot that I had the Missile in hand from first turn or what, but ended up working out really great for me. And this is a hell of a turn. Here I'd opt to, I believe, evolve the Carl, yeah, and just go into the face. You know, if I evolve the Carl and go into the face here, it means less work for my Orichalcum Golem in the future. And that's kind of the whole point of the deck. So there you have it. Now in the last game I didn't get to play Orichalcum Golem for its actual body, but I believe in this game I do. And good thing too, because he's got a pretty not bad hand here. He's been able to play his Miranda, and evolve it and everything. Here come that boy. Big body electrical man.
There will be
and there you go. And this is where I learned the whole 7-cost not interfering with your turn 6 accelerated Orichalcum Golem thing that I talked about in the previous game. Because here, I get to actually pull it off, which is really nice. This turn is trying to realize, oh, that's why it becomes 7 cost when it comes back to your hand. So that when you curve out with it like a god, you just go. Of course, I get 3 clay golems. Feels like my Orichalcum Golems so far have been all extremes. You know, it's either all Verdict Rituals or a bunch of golems, and never an equal split. But then again, a 2-game sample size isn't exactly impressive. Staff of Whirlwinds, thankfully without a Mysteria, so the Staff of Whirlwinds didn't actually do a whole lot against my board presence here. And then I was free to pretty much just develop. Use the Seraphic Blade on the Golem man. And thank goodness I put Fate's Hands in this deck, man. And the deck list you see might seem ridiculous in the amount of draw it runs, but I really do feel like it's necessary, because all of these games I've been losing a lot of steam really quickly, because a lot of the time you're just playing out Earth Essences super fast. So, being able to just not panic when you're out of cards, because you know you have 3 concentrations and 3 Fate's Hands and such, kind of important. And then here you just develop and hope things work out. But pretty grand defense on his end this turn. He's got the 2 Mysterian Rites. Pretty tough to break through this. Which is why this next turn was, today was my lucky day or something, because that happened. And I was like, okay. I guess the Orichalcum Golem is watching over me. I had a couple bad games, but then this list, man. This list ended up real lucky for some reason. And there you have it. Those were my adventures with Orichalcum Golem. I'm sure I'll play around with it some more and try and make the deck list a little better. This is still very much an early stages thing. Just tinkering with it today. But this guy is so much fun to play around with. That's it for this video though. Like it if you did. Don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Shadowverse content in the very near future. And of course, thank you to my wonderful patrons. Patreon.com/Ignideus. If you'd like to support the channel as well, I would highly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.